It is starting to seem to me that all stories are actually circles. Now, I have nothing with which to prove my point except for stories about stories that look like circles, which I agree presents as a rather circular argument, but please, bear with me. I have believed all my life that stories have beginnings, middles, and ends in that order, and by that definition, a story cannot be a circle because circles have none of these. But too often for comfort have I found myself in the middle of a story before I can see that it has begun. Too often for comfort have I found myself in the middle of a story that I thought had ended years ago, March 2008. A 13-year-old girl sits on the cold floor of her bathroom in the middle of the night, wondering why it is that she has forgotten what it feels like to be happy. November 2011. A 19-year-old almost woman sits on the cold floor of her bathroom in the middle of the night, wondering why it is that she still remembers what it feels like to lose hope. I have believed all my life that stories have chapters that follow each other in one line, from start to finish, chapter 10 through 23, 56, epilogue, and by that understanding, a story cannot be a circle because all points on a circle are equidistant from its center. And I'm pretty sure that chapter 5 is closer to chapter 6 than it is to chapter 77. But too often, for coincidence, have I found myself so far from the horizon, so far from the shore, that every living moment is nothing but circle centers, and I'm not quite sure which way to swim. October 2007, December 2016, April 2014, August 2011. A woman, girl, person cringes at the flaws that stare out at her from the mirror. Her forehead, her nose, her teeth, her hair, her body, her reflection. She wonders if she will ever be content with being, will ever not want to become. I have believed all my life that stories have plot and narrative, sequences of events that flow one into the other until a suitable conclusion is arrived at, and by that reckoning, a story cannot be a circle. Because a circle is a collection of infinite points, and I'm not quite sure if there is sequence in perpetuity. But too often for forgetting, have I found myself counting heartbeats that spill into stars, moments frozen in time, unsure of what came before, unsure of what comes after, unsure of whether there is a before and an after, once every month, sometimes more. A woman who carries the sun in her chest cannot seem to find the sky and is burnt alive from the inside. I have believed all my life that stories are about people, written by people, told by people, lived by people, and by that discernment, a story cannot be a circle. Or perhaps it can be, because a circle can also mean a group of people sharing a common interest, revolving around a common center. And what are we? Earthlings, if not one people traveling around the sun with one common hope, to find love. Or maybe it is as simple as one Tuesday afternoon when a student of mine walks up to me, shows me her arm, ravaged by scars, maps of places she has been, travel stories she wishes upon no one else, including herself, bursts into tears. And my heart is filled with pain, but also with light, because I can trace an old familiar story, something that I believe to have begun a decade ago, that I believe to have ended a lifetime ago in these unfamiliar lines. And I am certain with all my being that all stories are actually circles, and each one of us is a story with beginnings, middles, and ends all looped together through someone else's heart, someone else's journey, in one warm, tangled, infinite circle.